I chose the topic, the world's most dangerous sports, for my informative speech to inform listeners on the top 15 most dangerous sports in the world and what classifies them to be dangerous. Although, before we can talk about the most dangerous sports, we need to talk about what classifies them as being the most dangerous and what the common dangers are in the sports. Then list the top 15 sports and how many injuries were associated with each sport. Lastly, what can you do to help prevent the injuries in the sports? Everyone enjoys watching or playing sports to some extent, and nobody ever thinks about what could happen while playing them. Kids dream about playing their favorite sport and becoming a pro one day. Many people think that playing sports is easy, but what they don't realize is how dangerous most sports actually are, and how major they can get. Anywhere from kids playing sports with their teams to adults just going out and having fun with some friends, they can all be dangerous. That's why I'm here to tell you about the top 15 most dangerous sports, the injuries, and how to prevent them. Let's begin by talking about what classifies a sport as being dangerous. Most sports are classified as being dangerous by the number and type of injuries that occur in each sport. It is recorded on Live Science how many injuries are reported to the emergency room for each sport. Every sport had somewhere over 20,000. Another way a sport can be classified as dangerous would be to know the top injuries of the top sports. The top injuries in sports that occur are muscle pull, neck strain and pain, frozen shoulder injury, strained lower back injury, tendonitis, runner's knee injury, shin splints, sprained twist ankle, and foot arch strain and pain. Most of these injuries are caused by not stretching enough before playing or not drinking enough water. Most of the sport injuries are minor if they are caught early enough and properly taken care of, although if they aren't caught early enough, they can turn into career-ending injuries. Now the list of the top 15 most dangerous sports are basketball, bicycling, football, soccer, baseball, skateboards, trampolines, softball, swimming, diving, horseback riding, weightlifting, volleyball, golf, roller skating, and wrestling. There were 512,213 injuries with basketball. Bicycling had 485,669. Football had 418,260. Soccer had 174,686. Baseball had 155,898. Skateboards had 112,544. Trampolines had 108,029. Softball had 106,884. Swimming and diving had 82,354. Horseback riding had 73,576. Weightlifting had 65,716. Volleyball had 52,091. Golf had 47,360. Roller skating had 35,003. And lastly, wrestling had 33,734. Think about how many people that actually is. It is amazing that many people get injured doing something they love most of the time. Around about 95% of sport injuries are minor soft tissue traumas, and the most common sport injury is a bruise. Also, about 1/3 of all sports injuries are sprains. A study found the knee injuries, such as the ACL, is a very common injury now when playing any rough sports. Although sports can be very dangerous, there are always preventive measures taken to steer players away from injury. There are many ways to prevent injuries in playing even the most dangerous sports. It all starts with yourself and what you can do as an individual to prevent yourself from an injury. Start by making sure you have the appropriate footwear for the sport. This can help a lot by giving your ankles the proper amount of support they need. Also, make sure you stretch and warm up before you start playing. The proper stretching should be done to make sure all of your muscles are stretched out and ready to go. Lastly, if you have already injured something such as your ankle or wrist, wear the appropriate brace to keep it secured and from not happening again. Then the general sport itself also has some preventive measures to keep the athletes safe. One would be making physicals mandatory for the athletes and for every athlete in every sport. Also having rules and starting off easy with the practices and working up to harder instead of going straight into hard. It would take a lot of stress off of the athletes. If you watch sports, you see how many athletes come close to getting hurt. I have told you about the top 15 most dangerous sports, the top injuries, and how to prevent them. The number of injuries I mentioned earlier are outrageous, but most of them could have been prevented. Sports are fun, and most of us love to watch and play them, but they are also very dangerous. If more of the athletes would be more prevented, then sports would be less dangerous and more fun for everyone.